Welcome to the Safari Rally Kenya TV. My name is Sean Osimbo. Welcome to the part 2 of our interview where we get to know and understand how rally driver Nikhil Sachania will be faring on in the WRC Safari Rally, and to bring that perspective closer and to understand exactly what happens in the car, we're going to talk to Deep Patel. He's Navigator. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Quite exciting. We are on the countdown, Deep. I know it can be a bit, nervous. Everything you can think of, all the nerves and everything. So talk to us about you as Deep Patel, how ready you are for the 2024 edition of the Safari Rally.
For me, I personally feel I'm ready for the 2024 Safari Rally. It's a lot of mental preparation, along with having the right foods to eat from now, a lot of hydration, water. I know they say 8 glasses a day is enough, but I believe for us when we're doing rallying, especially in the 4 days, we're going through much more than 8 glasses of water a day. Sitting in that car with no air conditioning, it's you suffer. Let's say you suffer. I think it's been about 6 years with Nikhil, I think, yeah. Just one fine day we went to autocross together, and I remember it was when this car first came out, to Kenya with him, and we did autocross together in Champaign Park in Kajiado County, and after that it was, we just kept in touch, and he asked me one day that, hey, do you want to be a navigator? I said, I don't know what to do, but I am a quick learner, and just show me what I need to do and how to write the notes. So from then, it started off with a Karatasi book, like normal book, and now I actually make my own books because I'm very particular. My eyes spot the mistakes all the time. So whenever I rub out something, my eyes just fall on that. So sometimes in Safari, it takes me a whole night to rewrite my notes, just so there's no mistakes.
Yeah. And I like the part where you say, I didn't know what to do, but I'm a fast learner. And now we have all these other people. They are interested in the rally, but not really the driving part. They want to be navigators. So how did you grab on that? And what made you, Deep Patel, the navigator?
It was actually a person that used to navigate professionally in the past, Tinu Khan. He used to be here with Nikhil, and he showed me what the rules of navigating are, if you will, with the sign language that we use. So we don't use full words. Inside we always use partial words or short words when we write. And from then we just evolved into numbers now. So now we use numbers and arrows and things like that. Nikhil has no idea what I say or read, but when I write it, for me it makes sense. And for him, it also makes sense in the sense because I'm speaking it to him. Yeah. So yeah, it's a combination of everything.
And I think the word that we hear the most when it comes to navigators is notes. So if you can describe that for guys at home, what notes are and all the arrows, and maybe try to make it as basic. I know it's not that basic, but yeah.
Basically, when you hold your steering wheel like this as the driver, if you're turning right, depending on how much you turn, it's a call, so it's a number. So 6 is very little, then 5, 4, 3, 2, right? So depending on how much you turn your steering wheel, right or left, is how you know how to judge the corner, essentially. And then if it's a bump inside or a brow, we look at it like the letter N as a brow, so it's like just a hill. But then you can call it's either fast, slow, medium. So how fast do you want to hit that brow at?
Now brings me to my next question, where do you ever get nervous? Because for me, I feel like being a navigator, it's like arriving before the rally driver gets there, right? So you're the one to know, that is a corner. And this is the speed we are supposed to. It's either we slow down or we go even faster. So how does that work in your mind? Always knowing that you have to be, at the forefront to make sure now Nikhil succeeds.
So it's like when we say 50, right? So
It's basically 50 meters to the next corner, if you will. 50 is like a second, and then I say 100, so at least I can breathe for 2 seconds, essentially. So that's how I count myself. I cannot see the road at all. So I always feel what the car is doing to know where I am.
Wow. So it's a whole moment.
Yes.
I feel like I would be a nervous wreck while I do it. I feel like I would start crying if something goes
It,
wrong.
initially it was very challenging. I was very nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But now I've learned, when I write the pages, if it's 20 pages that I've written in notes, I start with number 20 as the first page. Instead of number 1, I write 20, 19, 18, all the way down to 1. So when I'm going through the notes, my eye is also saying, okay, now we have like 2 kilometers or 1 kilometer.
Mm-hmm.
So roughly a kilometer a page is what we try and achieve, if you will, in recce.
And now about the safari rally, such a rough terrain. You understand. Do you guys have like specific strategies or communication techniques where you employ to navigate effectively and to make sure also Nikhil is getting it right? Because when you talk to so many drivers and navigators, they do really want to have, as even Nikhil said, a clean finish. They want to make sure they finish the stages. So how is that done considering safari? And also safari, as you know, it's about the categories, right? So you have all these top drivers already for the WRC who've already used the route. And then you guys come in later. You understand? There's also that part. And Nikhil just also mentioning, it's a bit of, the road feels a bit different. But you're there, and you have to make sure he succeeds. Yeah.
So what we do is preparation is everything for us, essentially. And it is for also the top navigators and drivers around the world. In recce, we're allowed 2 passes in recce. So the first pass that we do in recce, we write our notes, what we think is happening or what the corners say. The second route, we do it a lot faster because now it's less writing and more of reading the notes. And this is where we change and edit our notes a lot depending on the condition of the roads, because now 30 cars have already passed ahead of you, right? And then we anticipate, okay, now with the faster cars and the WRC cars, what do we think what's going to happen to the track? Are we going to stay in the ruts, out of the ruts, keep right, keep left? It's all an anticipation, and a game is what we try and play and challenge ourselves with whilst we're in the car doing it.
And during this, can you share with us the genuine aspects you like about navigating? And then, those moments you're like, I wish I was doing something else.
The genuine moments about rallying, for me, it's adrenaline. It's being in a car going at 180 k's on a rough road. Essentially, not very many people can say that they can do that or have done that. The challenging part of rallying, for me especially, Nikhil being in a wheelchair, if we ever get a puncture, if we ever get stuck, right? If for God forbid, the car caught on fire, right? It's all me having to remove Nikhil from the car. So that always plays in my head, like his safety is everything. So yeah.
And as I was talking to Nikhil, I keep on realizing you two, you're literally writing history. He's the country's first paraplegic, driver, and you're there to walk with him. So how do you make sure, I know you've mentioned, all these other things that you have to think about, which maybe other navigators don't go deep into it because of their drivers, but how do you make sure you accommodate Nikhil's needs before the rally?
The small things like carrying extra bottles of water, right? For him, it takes him X amount of time to get into the car, and it's not as easy as, coming into the car and leaving the car. So it's, if I'm taking 2 bottles of water for myself, I'll take 3, maybe we'll share 1. Just the small things is what we decide to do. In case we stop on stage and we need something to drink, at least there's water in the car mainly for us, because it takes time to call for help, etc. So yeah.
The small things.
Yeah, and also now when you're in the car and you're talking to Nikhil, and let's say, something doesn't go either way, as I was saying, it's more of a relationship, a man and wife relationship. How do you make sure both of you stay calm despite all this, what is happening especially in the safari, you can imagine?
We get over things really quick. Like Nikhil and I get over things just...
It's literally a relationship.
Like literally we get over it.
Yeah.
Maybe I've called a bad note or he took a corner wrong, essentially, right? We get over it. We're like, oh, so this could have happened. Let's change it up for the next one. Okay, fine, no problem. And we change it like instantly, and then we're back to normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also just setting that history bit with Nikhil. You know, you're doing this for so many people in the sport. I know I talked to him about disability in motorsport, which needs to be, the light needs to be shone on it more, because there are also so many young people who would like to take part in this. So do you ever sit down and just pinch yourself and you're like, we are really doing this with Nikhil?
At essentially
Every rally, every event, you should see the amount of people that are shocked when he comes out of the car, and the amount of people that actually ask me, how is it being in the car with somebody with a disability, but you're driving like insanely, and we're beating able-bodied people as well, essentially. Let's keep it like that. I mean, for me, I tell them, why don't you just sit in the car and see? It's like a game. Sometimes you even just reading your notes, but you're watching him do his thing on the steering wheel, and it's like, wow, it's talent. Hats off.
Very, very inspiring. And I just can't wait to see how everyone will go crazy for you guys. You guys actually have a very good support system when it comes to the fans. And like people who actually follow Nikhil and Deep Patel out here, and they keep on, pushing, and they'll be looking forward to you. What is your message to your fans? And this fan base keeps on growing, because one of the most requested also interviews during the Safari Rally time is Nikhil's interview.
It's join us, join the fun.
I wish we could take every single fan out in the car. I wish that was possible, but for select few, we have no problem sharing the car, showing them whenever we're testing, just to put it out there to come and sit with us and see how it works. Yeah, just join us on the journey. It's a mad, crazy journey, but it's well worth it, and thanks to KCB for that.
Yeah. Gurumisha, now Ufil the Raw. I hope you guys will just be mentioning this as we go. But yes, to the Safari, memorable moments of the Safari Rally for you, and maybe even for the team now.
I mean, finishing the Safari is no joke, let's say that. Last year's Safari, we did all the stages, all 19 stages, which we completed. It was, I believe we were possibly one of the only ones that did that within the KNRC group as well. That's one of the most memorable moments, actually last year finishing it. But also when you have oops moments, right? Like when you're a Hell's Gate, I think it was 2 years ago, when we were basically flipped over. It was amazing exposure, if you will.
I can't imagine that.
Oh, the adrenaline was insane. As soon as we stopped, I had to get 2 Panadols and had that, because my head was really hurting from that. So yes, but yeah, it's memorable for us to do.
Yeah. Do you guys have like a tradition you do before any rally? Because I know Nikhil says he doesn't even take a meal.
It's for absolutely, for breakfast. Like for myself, no, there's no breakfast happening, no lunch, nothing. There's nothing.
And you still have enough, but you guys prepare mentally and physically.
Prepare mentally, physically, water, electrolytes, all the rest.
In the gym throughout,
we're ready for what not to expect, if you will. Yeah, so it's a lot of mental preparation, is what we go through. But yeah, the food, no. But after the day is over, it's like, okay, now let's bring the food. We're absolutely starving.
Yeah, so I talked to Nikhil, and he said the 3 things he likes about, timekeeping, hard worker, very focused. Now it's your time. 3 things you like about Nikhil.
3 things I
like about Nikhil. He is, energetic. 100% he's energetic. Anywhere you want to go, he's up for that. Weekends, whatever it is, he's energetic. He's very disciplined. I like that. A lot of drivers, if you will, in a rally car will do what they want to do, and Nikhil always keeps in mind what we want to do, kind of thing. So I think, he's very disciplined at that. And he's a good listener. He listens to what I tell him to do, right? So it's good.
It also makes your work easier.
Yeah, no, it does. It does. It
I won't lie. We've covered the Safari Rally for quite some time, and sometimes at the end of the stage, you literally see the driver leave the car, the Navigator, and you can actually tell there was a whole commotion in the car. So I do understand about, the respect and the determination they're displaying. So what makes, before we wrap up, what makes a good navigator? Punctuality,
being very particular. I I made the mistake once, checking in too early into the checkpoint, and never again will I do that, because it cost us time, and I don't like losing time.
Yeah, and you guys also have some serious penalties when this happens, yeah?
Absolutely.
And it's knowing the rules, but for me it's punctuality. It's absolutely key for anything. So yeah.
Amazing. We wish you all the best in everything you're doing. If you have any message to any, at the end of the day, we're also talking about people supporting Safari, the teams, drivers, navigators. It's not a cheap sport. And I think it's a message that we would like to push out there so people understand that what you guys put in is a lot and very costly also to the pocket. So that message is very nice.
For us, it's
Follow your passion and your dreams. Money is considered secondary, if you will. There's always slower cars, cheaper cars that you can get yourself into doing motocross. See if you like the sport first, and then you pursue it in ways. And there's people out there. I mean, KCB, a huge company, right? They're out there to support the right drivers, right navigators, and thankfully we've been with them for 3 years now. So I think we must be doing something right. I think we must be doing something right, just a little bit. I don't know what.
Setting history. You guys don't know it, but you keep on doing that.
Absolutely.
Also, another thing before I forget, I know I've heard of driving schools where rally drivers can get trained and all that. Are there schools for navigators? You had your personal experience with the former navigator, but is there a place young people can go and learn actually navigating?
I believe there is a school for navigators. Abdul Sidi does a course on navigating. I highly recommend it to do. I got put into the box, if you will, and slowly with experience we've learned what to do, what not to do. But yeah, I would recommend doing that training school.
Amazing. Thank you for talking to us, Dave. We wish you guys all the best. We'll be on the sidelines cheering you guys on, and we'll also have fun while at it. Yeah. Thank you so much. We were talking to Deep Patel, that is Nikhil Sachania's navigator. They are ready for the WRC Safari Rally, so you'll be seeing this car soon. I know it will have very nice modifications. They received some moolah from KCB, so this is going to be made to make sure that it's ready for the WRC Safari Rally. That was all from us. I'm Shono Simbo. Have a lovely time.